Listen, life happens, and sometimes that impacts your credit score, but that shouldn't prevent you from buying a home. Everyone needs a second chance, especially home buyers. So I want to share with you some strategies that you can use if you've had issues in the past to buy a home. And be sure to subscribe so you can learn everything you need to know about buying a home and learn the latest on the housing market. Life happens, I get it. And if that has impacted your credit because you had something like a bankruptcy, a foreclosure, or perhaps collections or late payments that have impacted your score, there's some things that you want to know to help you get a home. I've worked with countless homeowners, and I will tell you that the majority of them do not have perfect credit. Most everybody has had something in the past that needs to be addressed. Let's first talk about low credit scores. Most mortgage programs will have a minimum credit score of anywhere from 580 to sometimes up to 700. Usually, if your score is in the mid 600s, you'll have multiple options, multiple loan programs, and multiple lenders that you can choose from. And it would be great if everybody had a perfect score, but let's be real, they don't. Because maybe you were late paying a medical bill, or maybe you had something that went to collections. It happens a lot, and it's okay. A lot of people still are able to buy homes, even if this is on their credit. Different loan types have different rules around what type of account had the late payment and how recent it was. Also, keep in mind that the most vulnerable period is going to be the most recent 12 months. So if there was a late that was 2, 3, maybe even more years ago, a lot of times it's not going to torpedo your loan approval. It may still show up in the form of what your credit score is, but it usually isn't a deal killer. So my advice as a lender is don't let that past history prevent you from at least talking with the lender. Develop a plan, understand your options, and then you can put it into play. When it comes to something like bankruptcy, a lot of people are scared that that is going to prevent them from owning a home either for the first time or ever again. And I want to tell you that it doesn't. If you've had a Chapter 7 where you liquidate assets, most of the time you're going to have to wait 2 to 4 years once that bankruptcy has been discharged in order to buy. Depending on the loan type, that time frame can be shorter with extenuating circumstances. And if you've had a Chapter 13 bankruptcy where you reorganize your debts, the waiting period is also typically 2 to 4 years. However, if you are actively within a Chapter 13 and you have at least a year into that repayment penalty and in some cases permission from the court, you can go ahead and buy now. But if you've had a foreclosure in the past, here's what you need to know about owning a home again. The standard waiting period for VA loans is 2 years, but with extenuating circumstances, it can be sooner. The standard waiting period for VA, FHA, and USDA loans is 3 years. However, with extenuating circumstances, it can happen sooner. And with a conventional loan, in most cases, you're having to wait 7 years, although that timeline can be shortened down to 4. If any of these scenarios describe your situation, please comment with any questions that you have. Be sure to subscribe, and you're welcome to reach out. That's ultimately why I'm here. And just remember that one setback doesn't mean that you're locked out of home ownership forever.